What's going on, beautiful people? Ollelito back here with a brand new video on the channel. Today, guys, we have a very requested video because you guys has absolutely been spamming me and asked me what kind of controller settings should I have? What kind of camera settings should I have on the FC25? Well, today is the day then. These are my updated controller and camera settings on FC25. Let's just jump into today's video. So first of all, we go into the settings, and you do this by pressing top left of the corner and you will get into this kind of menu. Of course, you press settings, then you go into game settings, and this is going to be the most important thing because controller settings is super important in this game, and I will show a few clips as well on why you should have a few things on and a few things off. So we start off by having preset competitive. I mean, I'm a competitive player, so I need to have this on. That also means that auto shots and assisted headers are off. For example, I have shot assistant precision, and then timed finishing should be on. And why should timed finishing be on? Mainly because of this. Why you should have time finishing on and try to master time finishing? Only because of this. Because when I get into these positions, obviously I green time this shot, but it also means that green timing the shot will make the chances of this shot going in by almost 50%, which is a lot. So if you manage to green time your shots on the FC25, you will score plenty of more goals, but it's high risk versus high reward, because if you yellow time them or red time them, of course you will have a less chance of scoring them if you were to just shoot a normal shot. So try to have time finishing on and try to master it, and you will score plenty of more goals on the FC25. And I just felt like I needed to show you one more sequence, guys, because this is what green timing does. Obviously, this is R9, the best player in this year's game, but I promise you, I'm not scoring from this kind of position if I don't green time the shot. Anything I do, I green time it, and you perform green timing by loading up the bar to be maybe like 2 to 3.5 bars, depending on where you are on the pitch, basically. And then when the player is about to take the shot, you press circle one more time. So if you look at my controller, I press circle one more time, flies into the back of the net, and as I said once again, the shot gets way more powerful, way more accurate, and I tell you, you will score plenty of more goals just like this in this game if you manage to master the time finishing. So going down further, then we go into passing, and passing I don't really think I've been switching up too much. Auto flare pass is off, through pass and lob pass are both on semi, ground pass, cross assistance and lob pass assistance is all three on assisted, pass receiver lock is on late, precision pass sensitivity is on normal. So I haven't really switched anything here. I think passing in this game is not the greatest, but it still, I mean, works with these kind of settings. Going into the defending part, then this is going to be a bit different to I think a few of you guys, because I'm playing with advanced defending, and you can switch between tactical and advanced. The only thing between tactical and advanced defending is that advanced defending is new from last year, and it basically offers you to, instead of pressing circle and trying to grab the opponent's shirt from behind or something, you can actually do this by pressing X. So you have a higher chance of getting into shoulder duels, and if you have Theo Hernandez, for example, who is very good going into shoulder duels, more or less you have a higher chance of winning them by pressing X than circle. So that's, I mean, it's the only difference that I feel. If you want to go the old kind of FIFA route, I played it last year, for example. I played tactical defending. It's the same thing, but now you drag the opponent's shirt by pressing circle. But if you want to do advanced defending, you basically drag the opponent's shirt by pressing X. So that's basically the only difference. Going down further in defending, we don't really switch anything besides advanced defending and tactical, but I'm playing advanced. Switching, we have auto switching on manual. And why do I have it on manual? Basically, because if you have it, I think most of you guys most likely have it on air balls and loose balls, and that's fine until you come up against a pro player that knows what he's doing on corners. Because the thing that happens if you play air balls and loose balls is that if you, for example, want to defend your corner with Van Dijk and you select Van Dijk and everything is set, he will auto switch off when the ball is being launched into the penalty area, and that's because you have on air balls and loose balls. I'm playing mine on manual, so you always need to switch manually, which is totally fine. It will probably take some time for you to, I guess, feel more comfortable with this, but it's super important if you want to get your game to the next level, because you will concede so many corners against pro players if you play on air balls and loose balls. So that's why I advise you guys to play on manual with switching. Auto switching move assistant none, right stick switching is classic, player stick switching reference is going to be player relative. Right stick switching sensitivity, I know this starts at 4, but I'm playing on 5. I just think that's personal preference. Next, player switching is on classic, reaction time calibration is on off, reaction time calibration sensitivity is on 6, play lock is on. And why should you have play lock on? I think think most of you guys might have it on off, but this is why you should have it on, basically. So this is why you should have play lock on. I'm playing versus a very, very good pro player here from Portugal called Darkly. He's playing for Bet-Click Apogee, but the thing I do using the play lock to my advantage, and you perform the play lock. If you've been watching my tutorial, you know how to perform the play lock. If you don't know, go into that tutorial first and learn how to do it. This is how you master it. I don't really have a chance here up to the point where I decide, okay, I might actually been able to play lock. So I do a play lock with Mbappé. It finds R9's feet perfectly. I have an open net, and we slot the ball home to make it 3-1 in a very, very tough game. And this is also against a tough opponent. Imagine what you can do to just casual players any weekly. And I'm going to fast forward a bit here, because the fourth goal is also me faking the play lock, and this is where we come to a few other dimensions. But as I said before, if you watch the kind of tutorial on how to do the play lock, you know what I mean, because I fake the play lock to R9, I find Mbappé, I bait him into thinking that I'm going to pass out R9, I decide to go to Mbappé instead, and we score to make it 4-1. Once again, this is why you should have play lock on your settings, because basically from this chance, I'm not scoring this chance if I don't have the play lock on. Here I decide, okay, if I go into the front of the space there with R9, as he's not controlling Van Dijk, I will get in front of Van Dijk and probably have a chance of scoring. So the thing I do, moving into the space, R9, open net, and this is exactly why you should have play lock on in your settings. So, going down to dribbling then. Contextual dribbling, we have it off. There is nothing more in dribbling, to be honest. Goalkeeper, I don't switch anything. You can have assisted or manual or semi. I'm using assisted. Controller preferences. I have all of these off. Analog spring should be off. Trigger effect should be off. And user vibration feedback should also be off. In game, I don't really use too much, to be honest. But now we jump into the most important thing then. Camera. Because this is, I mean, the most asked questions I'm getting on all the streams, all YouTube videos. What camera are you using? And the camera that I switched to recently is called co-op. And I play it on multiplayer, I play it on lock to player camera, and also single player camera. I play everything on co-op. Club camera is tactical. Rush camera, I don't really play rush, and I think this is pro clubs. Be a keeper camera, I mean, doesn't matter. Custom camera settings should be custom, because this is where you can actually switch. I mean, if you want to play 17 or 15, if you do this by just doing default, it would just be 10-10. But I'm using custom, and it's going to be 15 in height and 10 in zoom. And it will look like this in game. This will basically be how the camera is looking in game for you. I think it favors a lot of players this year, because you will need to see a lot of the spaces, because we know how good the first time through balls are to be able to defend them, but also seeing space that you can actually send your players in. So for example here, I see almost the whole of the pitch. I can see my strikers, I can see, I mean, all my center midfielders, all my defenders, and this is perfect. Because, I mean, obviously it's harder to defend, but I think this will favor me. So, for example, here I send Salah, and I see that R9 is running in space. I can see, okay, I have Kylian Mbappé on the inside here. If I do maybe a cross later on, I have Salah running, and this basically offers me more options in attack, but also easier for me to see, okay, is he sending a player? Do I need to cover that run, etc.? So I'm playing co-op, 15 in height and 10 in zoom. And for the last thing, I just felt like I needed to show you guys this. The only thing I switched on visual is actually player indicator size, and this is going to be large. And why did I do this? It was actually because of Anders Weidegang, and he was using large, and I was like, let me just try it, and I'm in absolutely love with it. So I'm playing with player indicator size on large. I think usually it's on default, but I'm playing it on large. Thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to leave a like, comment something nice down below if you're new around here, and we're super close to getting 60,000 followers on YouTube, so don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. See you guys soon. Bye bye.